Boom shakalaka, today's video, we're going to be taking a look at is Bitcoin identically repeating 2017 top, and are we due for an even bigger crash? Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, we're taking a look at could Bitcoin be due for an even larger crash? Now before we get into this guys, it should be said that I am very bullish about Bitcoin, but I don't want to be stupid. So let's take a look at potentially the other scenarios. Like let's say, for instance, I was a perpetual Bitcoin permabear. What would be my outlook on the scenario now? And what does an overall bearish scenario look like? Because if we can see both sides and actually see the probability of both sides occurring, we have a much greater chance of figuring out which one will happen. Now, before we get into this, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Also, come join us over on Twitter at @TheCryptoLove, where every week we give away one of these sweet shirts. And if this isn't your stuff, like if this isn't interesting to you, if you don't want to see the potential bearish scenario, then just turn off the video. Nobody's holding you. You don't have to go and post some salty comments down below. But that being said, I'm sure there'll be plenty of them down there. Thank you very much. And let's get into things. By the way, you know, guys, I always like to leave you with a happy ending. So if you do actually watch the episode, stick around to the end. I do have some pretty good news for you. But first, let's take a look at what's going on in Bitcoin. Could it be repeating the 2017 peak to a T? And could we be in for even bigger crashes than what we've seen as of yet? Let's get started. First, we have people like Michael Burry. Big Short fund manager warns of the mother of all crashes in crypto. He predicted the housing crash. He's saying, hey, crypto is going to crash. Not only that, billionaire Paulson, who shorted the subprime, calls crypto a worthless bubble. So these guys who are good with real estate are not all about cryptocurrency. He also explains why gold is poised to surge on Bloomberg Wealth with David Rubenstein. And I'm wondering why he's not calling real estate a bubble right now. But further than that, we have Bitcoin transactions akin to bartering, says the Bank of Mexico governor. He says that Bitcoin resembles a dimension of precious metals when compared to central banks' fiat currency. Not only that, but trading Bitcoin like trading stamps, says Swedish central bank governor. He goes on to say that private money usually collapses sooner or later. However, printing money doesn't seem to have that same effect, I wonder. Not only that, but we have Bitcoin market dominance nearing all-time lows. At the same time, people saying that Bitcoin could become the AOL of the crypto age. Obsolete. Nobody uses it. Old technology anymore. Not only that, but we have Richard Hart saying that Bitcoin will crash 85% from its highs. This time is no different from the past. And not only that, but we even have respectable traders like Trading Shot saying, could we be getting wicked off once again? They should have called it a jack-off pattern. Then we could have been getting jacked off once again. But we're getting wicked off once again. Is it possible that this could be happening? Because as you can see here, we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then H, I, J. However, this time he says it's different because we actually have a golden cross occurring in the middle, which did not happen. But we have broken through this 45-degree angle, which happened back here. And again, the RSI looks pretty similar. So all of that stuff looking very, very bearish about Bitcoin. And it's good to be able to entertain contrarian viewpoints in your mind when looking at this stuff. Doesn't mean that it's going to be bearish, but these are potential scenarios. So let's take a look at Bitcoin and see where we're headed. Because, guys, if we take a look right now, and I just took a look at this, and this is kind of similar, and it makes me think a little bit, because back up here, everybody was quitting their job to be a crypto trader, and now, same thing happened back then, okay? Same exact thing. Let me just circle it. Right back here, everyone was quitting their job to be a crypto trader. Same thing happened up here. People were quitting their jobs to be crypto traders. Now, I think there was even greater FOMO then than here, but it was very, very similar. And if we take a look, just a fib, from the top to the first bottom there, okay? After that happened, Bitcoin price then went back up, broke through the 38.2 before crashing all the way down to the 1.618 fib, right around $5,800. And it pretty much settled in that area before there was a crash and broke through to about $3,000. Now, fast forward to today. Same thing. from the top to the bottom, okay, roughly also, I should note, roughly also about a 50% drop, similar to what happened here. Roughly a 50% drop, okay? Then broke through the 38.2 fib. Now, potentially, we could, I don't know, possible, see a crash if it repeats itself all the way back down to this 1.618, which is pretty much identical price, right around $5,800. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But should we continue going on? Because I think we should. If we take a look at what Bitcoin price has been doing, and you take a look at this right here. Now, we could have somewhat of a bearish pattern forming, or we could have somewhat of a bull pennant forming. However, it should be noted that the fib extensions from this peak here in 2017 have pretty much dictated what Bitcoin did. Like, we have the 0 to 1 fib levels from the top here to the bottom here. And we take a look at where Bitcoin is right now. Found resistance right around the 2 fib, right around 2 times the top, okay? Then fell down to the 1.618, broke up to the 3, fell down to the 2.618, broke up to the 3.618, exactly, down to the 2.618, and then bounced up and found some support around the 2, and then has fallen down to the 1.618 before breaking up to the 3, and then now hovering around the 2.618. Now, granted, it could just be all nonsense. And we are still well above this 200 weekly moving average, which historically has been a pretty solid bottom for Bitcoin. So I'm not too worried about where Bitcoin is headed in the short term. But there is a chart that is somewhat more concerning than this one. And that chart is this right here. Now you see, one of these numbers is not like the others. I'm not sure if you want to play that game with me, but we could play that game. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things is not like the other. Could you figure out which one it is? Well, we have 77%, 87%, 84%, 55%. Now, what are these numbers? Well, if we take a look at the Pi Cycle Top chart, the Pi Cycle Top indicator has been a great indicator for the top. It has called 4 out of 4 tops almost perfectly within 3 days of the top. It did it here back in 2013, again in 2013, also 2017, and 2021. Now, if we go back to this chart here, every time there's a top, there's one of these red dotted lines. Now, from that Pi Cycle Top, Bitcoin then proceeded to drop 77%. From the next one, proceeded to drop 87%. From the next one, proceeded to drop 84%. Well, the average of that is about 82, 83%. And we just had a top here. Guess what? Bitcoin didn't drop even close to that average. It only went down 55%. If it was to go down that average of 82%, that could potentially bring us to roughly about $10,000 to $11,000 Bitcoin. Further evidence that Bitcoin price could be headed down, I don't know where, but potentially we could see a very significant crash, 85%, 10,500, or maybe even $5,800. So, that being said, that's the bearish scenario on Bitcoin. Do I think that's going to happen? Probably not. I certainly hope not. You know, and that's the difficult thing with markets, is that they can't be done. Your thoughts about the market affect the market. It's like quantum mechanics. You have Schrodinger's cat, and it dies if you look, but if you don't look, it might be dead, it might be alive. Same thing happens with the Bitcoin market. So, why am I still bullish despite all of this stuff? Well, first off, this is like the internet back in 1997. I don't know if you remember trying to look at porn on the internet in 1997. It was kind of difficult, okay? It took like 5 minutes for a video, or not a video, for a picture to show up. Now, porn has come quite a ways since then. So if we just kind of project Bitcoin's trajectory next to porn, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies right now is like a picture downloading this fast. However, now you have like streaming porn 24/7. So, I mean, look at the potential, but not only that, because that's just an analogy. Let's look at some data. Well, first off, we have this crash here. Very, very different than other crashes. So previous crashes, when we have a price crash, generally exchange flows, short-term investors, and long-term investors seem to mimic the crashes. However, in this time, the price crashed, but exchange flows, short-term investors, and long-term investors all increased. So this was just a deleveraging of the market. A lot of people getting forced out of the market because they were just trading risky. Not only that, but we also have a lot of whales buying at this moment. Contrary to common opinion, the latest price pullback was not from whale selling. They've been buying region significantly. So you can see increased whale buying, increase as the price goes up. Not only that, but we have this right here. And I think this is one of the most important Bitcoin charts, because if you take a look at this, it seems like Bitcoin changed trajectory right around 2019, 2020. You can even create a tangent to the line right there, use some calculus in the real world, see that the line is going down, and then all of a sudden it levels off and it starts going up. As a matter of fact, you could probably use your imagination and see a little cup and handle right there. Now, cup and handle, generally very bullish formation. Now, this is the illiquid supply shock ratio. This means there's less and less Bitcoin available. And if it's based on supply and demand, well, we have less supply. We have the same, maybe increasing demand, maybe decreasing. But I think overall, we do look very good long-term. Short-term, who knows? We might be headed down. We might be headed up. But I just wanted to take a look and see what the bearish scenario looks like. Because if we were to see that 80-some% drop, that would take us well out of this trajectory that Bitcoin has been in. And these general upward trends break to the upside 2 out of 3 times, to the downside only 1 out of 3 times. So this is, while possible, very unlikely. So guys, if you did enjoy that, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. I will catch you guys later. Have a good one. Peace.